You've been prepped and disarmed. Do you have anything to declare before execution, Dr. Holliday?
No, I'm ready.
Very well. Enter through the gate on your right when it opens. Enter.
Hello, men. Rustin Parr, Blair Witch. I've been wanting to play this for a long while. It is the spiritual successor to Nocturne, a game that I really much liked as a kid. I've been banging my head against the wall for the past 2 days, trying to get this to actually run. And while getting it to run is okay, it's fairly easy. Getting it to record, not so easy. My main problem has been that I can't get it to run in anything except for 640, 480 resolution, which is a bit ass. So you're getting upscaled so you can see all the wonderful, wonderful pixels. So enjoy that. Looking forward to this. I haven't played it.
How did your instructional execution go this time, stranger?
Good.
As always.
Well done, soldier.
General Biggs seems impressed.
What's he doing here?
He's in the viewing room to assist Ken with my weapons training execution.
You must love that.
It wouldn't be so bad if he didn't insist on this joke with the electric chair. Not that funny, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. Hilarious. What's that with you?
My recorder and notebook. I'll be mapping out the course in my field notes, and I'm testing my new recorder.
Testing it.
Research takes precedence to the hunt for me. I have to keep notes.
Ready when you are, Doctor.
Have fun.
Ready, Ken!
Remain poised and ready to react instantly. Pick up the compass from the chair.
I'm already very impressed with this. It's obviously the same engine as Nocturne, but it just, there's so many improvements to it.
Make certain the compass is functioning properly.
And this came out a year after Nocturne, a year after. So I'm not sure if they were making them side by side.
Remember what I have taught you about speed. You must avoid moving too quickly or too slowly. Find and maintain the proper speed.
Okay, so there's actually an in-game tutorial about mouse sensitivity.
Now, hit this switch on the east door and proceed through.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. I have fucked around here a little bit because I was testing the recording. I haven't played more than 5 minutes of this, so... the thing is, if I go into the menu, the recording software and the game will crash, so I'm going to try and avoid that as much as possible. I have a quick save button. I think if I can't go to the controls, but I can press F1 to see these things. So let's see, where's the fucking quick save? F6. Okay, I'm gonna spam that. There we go, quick save. Okay.
Run.
Hog. So this is Spook House. Terminal Reality really wanted to make another Nocturne game, and they couldn't really get to do that. So they took the world of Spook House and Stranger and all that shit, and they got the license for what's it called, a Blair Witch game, and they decided to combine the two, so they got a chance to do more Nocturne, which I'm happy about because I really like the first game. It seems Doc Holiday uses... Oh man, select pistol. How do I do this? Oh, no, with your compass. Cock. How the... 0? No. Oh man. I tried to map... Oh, there we go, okay. So, as you saw Stranger there, the person you play in the first game, Nocturne, the guy with the sunglasses and the 2 pistols, he can actually aim at 2 people at once with his pistols. The problem with it was, his pistols would always be a bit apart. So with the zombie, he would always be missing one of his shots because he alternates between the 2 pistols. Doc Holliday doesn't seem to have that problem, so let's just shoot this asshole.
Good job. The ectoplasmic targeting system makes aiming second nature. What you got there is a Luger P08. It's a 9mm semi-automatic sidearm with an 8-round magazine. Finally, when you aimed up or down, did it seem too fast or slow? You must move your weapons quickly, but not so fast that you can't control your aim.
Once again, in-game, non-immersion breaking tutorial for doing this. Okay, so this button. Go back to
One last technique when navigating darkness. Your night vision goggles will help you find your way.
Damn fucking straight, I'll find my way, Shen.
However, always beware the danger of bodies of water. Your goggles see through water as though it were not there.
Night vision goggles or multiple flashlight?
Also, I've kind of noticed that this is supposed to be a prequel to Nocturne, or take place at least before Nocturne. And apparently Doc Holliday has gotten bigger tits. They must have shrunk between the games. I'm not sure. It's a bit weird. So night vision used to lag the shit out of everything. It actually runs okay now. That's weird. Okay, F for flashlight. There we go. Saying something about water. I don't see any.
When the enemy attacks, don't just stand there like a civilian firing away. Back away while shooting, keeping maximum distance between yourself and the night crawlers. And if things get too close for comfort, run to a better shooting position.
As any army man will tell you, walk backwards while shooting is exactly what you want to be doing, right? So,
Pick up the items. If you've been hurt badly, you can use the first aid bags to heal yourself.
when I first started this, I had 2 options. I couldn't record the menu for some reason, but I had the option of starting the Rustin Parr investigation, which is the one we're on now, and then I could choose between puzzle and combat difficulty. I made both normal, so it's normal difficulty puzzles and normal difficulty combat. I think one of the Silent Hill does the same. I'm not sure 2 did it. I know 3 did. I'm not sure. Pick it up. There we go.
Switch weapons to that rifle you just picked up, soldier.
I'm not a soldier, you fucking slag.
What you're holding now is a Delisle carbine, 45 caliber. It has a 7-round magazine and is designed to be a truly silent weapon. It is considered by many to be the most effective firearm of its type ever produced. Time to move on.
Nice. I already switched to it. How do I switch between these easily? Okay, so... okay, so 1, 2 on the numpad, not on the keyboard. Okay then.
You may find yourself in a situation with poor visibility. Strategize. Run to a better location, then turn and fight. It is often better to retreat back to familiar territory.
Yeah, so don't get fucked by stationary camera.
I must turn around quickly.
No, you mustn't. Fuck it. Oh shit. Get away! I'm fucked up. I prefer the pistol, I think. I have to take my hand off the mouse to quick
you'll
turn.
Find a melee weapon. Pick it up.
Okay. I turn her with the mouse now, whereas while A and D is strafing, which is kind of shit, it seems like.
This type of weapon will come in handy when you're out of ammo or fighting bulletproof nightcrawlers. Decapitation is a definitive solution.
Look at the
There's a
colonel.
catch, though. You gotta get up close. We've given you a large wooden stake. Reasons you can probably guess. Whether or not you use it is up to you. Large weapons like that stake cannot be stored in your jacket. To use these, you must first ready the weapon by drawing it before you can brandish it. You can put down the weapon when it's not drawn.
Insert. Okay. So.
The rest of this training mission is up to you, Doctor. You must find the exit door by whatever means necessary. It is the only door with a lever. Return to the room with the electric chair to complete this training execution. Begin now.
I may need my map for this.
Don't I have a map? Oh, and it's fancy map. God damn, that's going to come in handy. F6. Looks like it's a ready insert. Insert does nothing. I can just place it on the ground. Oh, it's weird. Okay, fuck it. I'll take my pistol out. No, damn it. Damn it, Holiday. Oh, I see. Okay, so I have to draw it and not insert. Okay, let's have a look here. Yes, 3 vampires. Let's do this with this stake. This is honestly so much worse than Distant Stranger. Okay, lady. Okay, why can't... Switch weapon, please. Please let me throw this thing. Fuck off right there. Damn. No! Oh, God. It's showing off quite a lot of the enemies in the beginning here. We've seen werewolves already, we've seen vampires, and we've seen zombies. Okay, can I... I like the way she runs with the gun. Oh, hello. Is this where I am or where I'm going? This is the... yeah, this is where I am. Oh, actual proper vampires, fuck. Oh, get polluted. What a dick. I'm gonna wait for him to manifest properly, otherwise he farts off again, I guess. I can't open this, I'm assuming. No, I need lever things. Okay, what was that? Oh, other types of vampires. I recognise these from the first game. Has 4 acts if you haven't seen my Let's Play of it. Vampire Castle with werewolves. Zombie Western Town. Chicago with Franken mobsters. And Mansion of Ass. Tutorial is making me...
That is the final lesson of the day. Be ready for anything and never let your guard down. Proceed to the chair room to complete the execution. Instructional execution is complete.
If you found yourself running out of ammunition, you should try this training mission again to improve your accuracy.
No, I'm fine.
We are finished here. Meet me in the sparring room so I may help you in your pre-mission meditation.
And Holiday, Colonel Hapscom pushed forward his briefing with you and Stranger to 1000 hours tomorrow. That's 1000 hours sharp.
Aye, sir.
So, in the original Nocturne, Holiday, the lady we're playing, was sort of like was it a Q person to James Bond? She's the researcher and she's the one that makes weird weapons for Stranger. Now we're playing as her. Oh, they light up when I can interact with them. That's really useful. And a lot has happened in this engine in just 1 year, and that's counting development time. I'm fairly certain they probably built it with... Oh, who will protect the world?
Stranger, where did you come from?
Same place as you.
That's impossible. I was just in the hall and... Never mind. Would you like to do the honors, stranger?
What do you think?
Then allow me. The world is a dark place. Who will protect the world from darkness? We will.
Stranger hates that code.
After you.
He's such a grumpy cunt. In the first game, he'll always sit around here, and I'm just gonna explore. He'll sit around and be angry at the secretary because he refuses the fucking password. He's such an asshole. He's really a complete cunt. I hope we see a lot of him. He's fun.
What's with you, Holiday? The door's this way.
I do what I want, stranger.
After you. After you.
So what happens to me, stranger, in the, 3 years between now and the event of the first investigation in Nocturne? Is it to make my tits go tinier?
Security here is a joke. Hasn't changed since Roosevelt founded Spook House in 1902. Been using the same password for decades. We're becoming predictable. Predictable is dangerous.
You are displaying a decided paranoia. No one even knows about this place.
Whoever it is, they won't have a hard time getting in here. And you won't be so confident when you're dead within the year.
What? Stranger, do you really have to be so morbid all the time? Just once might we hold a normal conversation?
I'll meet you in the Colonel's office. I want to talk with Svetlana. She should be in the training room with Rigson.
Stranger hates Svetlana. That's weird. She is a Dampir half vampire, and the first mission, the first act of the original game, he's paired with her and he hates her. He hates monsters, even if they're friendly. Let's go to the training room, see if we can see what they're talking about. There we go. Oh, she looks different.
Elspeth, Stranger told me Colonel is pairing the two of you for your next mission. I'm not sure. I'm on my way to the briefing now. Coming, Stranger?
Tell Hapscom I'll be there in a minute. I'll be there in a minute. Damn it, Holiday. Give me a minute to talk to Svetlana.
I'd better let them talk.
Okay. Beep. Facial animations, all sorts of stuff. A lot has happened. Hiram's not sitting at his desk. Let's go have a look at my lab.
Justine, up all night again?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, why didn't you call me? I could have helped. I was at the house all night.
I know, but I knew you must have been asleep. And since you usually don't wake me when you have to pull an all-nighter, I thought I could return the favor for once.
With as much time as we spend in this lab, Spook House should furnish us with a bed.
That would be nice. These dissecting tables are seriously lacking in comfort. I hear you're going out in the field. Be careful.
Don't worry. Just feed Dr. Faustus while I'm gone.
Will do. The Colonel's waiting for you. You'd better go.
Okay, this lady's new. She wasn't there before. Dr. Faustus? Have a pet of some sort? Love interest for Holiday, perhaps?
I'll pack my things after the briefing.
Okay. You could, in the other one, you could forget to go in here and get your stuff, and you'd go on a mission with only half your gear and a cock, and it sort of was bad. Oh well, let's get briefed.
Yes, Holiday. Please, have a seat.
New voice actor for him, it seems. I'm not going to sit on you. Oh, there we go.
Colonel, your message sounded urgent.
Where is the stranger?
Speaking with Svetlana. He'll be in shortly.
All right, so let's bring you up to speed then. We had received news of some rather violent murders in Maryland. An old hermit named Rustin Parr walked into Burkittsville and announced that he was finally finished. When authorities searched his house, they discovered the bodies of 7 children in the cellar, all of them horribly mutilated, quite gruesomely.
Mutilated?
Ritualistically tortured before being killed. He'd carved symbols of some kind into their bodies. He disemboweled each of them. The entrails were never found.
Colonel,
The FBI sent agents to assist the local sheriff. Their reports lead us to believe there's more at work in that little town than the actions of one insane old man. Parr told police that he killed for an old woman ghost that lives in the woods. Well, that began the local recirculation of legends about the Blair Witch.
Holiday's levitating, stranger. Magic is afoot.
I suppose I should have expected that reaction.
Yes, he doesn't like being sent anywhere he can't shoot something.
Nevertheless, I want you to go to Burkittsville and investigate. Call in Stranger if you need help. If anyone asks, tell them that your niece has been missing for several months and that you think this Parr character might have had something to do with it. And do avoid confrontation. These people have been living a nightmare. Frightening them any further simply will not do.
I'll keep that in mind, Colonel.
Oh, hello. Rustin Parr murders. His mother, sister, and her husband, his uncle, a carpenter, taught Rustin his trade. Parr always liked to be by himself. Citizens of Buttsville were unsurprised when Rustin built a house for the hills far from the town in 1927. Rustin continued to work in his uncle's shop for a few more years, but gradually began to come into the town less frequently. After his aunt died and his uncle moved to Baltimore, there was no reason to go back into town at all anymore, except to pick up supplies twice a year, the murders. Rustin claims that a few years ago he started seeing a figure in the woods sometimes. He would call out to it, but it would disappear. A figure, a woman, never showed her face to him. She wore a long hooded cloak. Every time he would run after her, he would vanish. Oh, fuck me. That winter, Rustin began hearing a voice in his head. At first, it occurred only at night. Then he thought the voice was only a dream. When he started hearing the voice during his waking hours, he began to fear. To fear! The voice was an old woman and said things in many strange languages. Sometimes she would repeat words over and over again. Rustin never saw the woman in the woods again, but the voice lived in his head for quite a while. How do we know this? I suppose he turned himself in when he said he was finally finished, and this is from an interview. After almost a year of this voice, Rustin lost most of his senses. The voice told him to do things, and he found himself doing them. At first, the commands were meaningless things, like sleeping in the cellar for a week at a time. Then in November of 1940, she told him to go down to Bucketville and get the first child he saw. He found himself unable or unwilling to resist. He followed the voice's direction completely, even when it instructed him to take the children from the town and kill them. Boy Scout, damn it. Rustin murdered 7 children, sparing one, Kyle Brody, a boy who was made to stand in the corner while Rustin performed the awful acts in the cellar of his house. After killing the 7th child, Rustin woke and found the cloaked figure in his room. He couldn't see clearly in the dark, but he knew who it was. She spoke to him in the same horrible voice that had haunted his head for far more than a year. She told him that he was finished and commanded him to go into town the next day and tell everyone what he had done. She said she would leave him alone if he did this. Then the figure disappeared. Rustin released Kyle and walked slowly into the town. He went into the general store in the middle of town and said, "I'm finally finished." The police followed him up to his house and found Kyle standing in the front porch looking dazed and unable to speak. The police found the bodies of 7 children in separate graves in the cellar of the house. Police arrested Rustin. The voice did stop in Rustin's head. He believed that she was an old ghost of some kind. He was truly sorry for what he did, but at the same time, he was incredibly glad that the woman was out of his head. Victims in chronological order. Emily Hollins abducted. November 13th, 1940. Kyle Brody, the second child abducted. That's the guy that survived, I think. Of all the children abducted, only Kyle returned his testimony, led to Parr's conviction. His testimony led to why? They found the bodies in his fucking cellar and he confessed. That should be enough. Tara Shelley, Stephen Thompson, Mark Gregory, Eric Norris, Julie Forsyth, Margaret Okay, so Kyle was there for a year. Maybe slightly more. Damn. That's not nice. Okay, a stranger huffing somewhere. Let's go see.
Good thing. Definitely a debt you don't need.
I was thinking same thing.
They seem to be getting along. That's weird.
Where's Justine? Away. She said sorry she could not stay and be careful on your mission. I see you are traveling light, as usual. Yes, well, we mortals have to depend on our equipment. Right, stranger? Speaking of which, damn it, stranger, you've been going through my things again. Now, how many times do I have to tell you hands off? Svetlana, I'm going to need my spectral proximity sensor. Are you finished with it? Yeah, I was actually returning it.
Expecting ghosts in the woods?
You never know what's out there.
I know what's not out there.
You see, Svetlana, since Stranger has never found evidence to substantiate any of the Black Hills legends, Blair Witch or otherwise, the case is closed, as far as he's concerned.
If something's not there, it's not there. You can look all you want.
You never had the SPS before, so you could have been surrounded by ghosts the entire time and never known it. I'll find out for sure.
What are you packing?
Ugh. It's the enhanced charged radiance emitter.
A glorified flashlight at best.
It seems you found it useful in Germany.
So the Blair Witch is a vampire.
Well, that's not likely. But either way,
Hell?
I'll be prepared. Besides, I've made some enhancements. The charge time is decreased, and it operates on a far wider spectrum. I'm hoping it also affects ghosts and specters.
Taking anything that shoots real bullets?
My Luger and a Delisle carbine.
Good choices. Quiet. Colonel's advice, huh? Ah, yes. Mustn't forget your trusty recorder.
Oh, it's more than a recorder. It can also manipulate audio signals. With it, I can hear sounds that are normally undetectable.
And the fancy camera you modified.
Photographic records are essential to my research. Well, I guess that's about everything. Good luck, Doctor. Not going to wish me luck?
If you still need luck with all that gear, you're really in trouble. Oh, and be sure and call me if you run into any actual monsters.
Okay, so what they refer to in Germany was Act 1 of Nocturne. So this is actually after that, and we are getting the enhanced radiance emitter, whatever the fuck, the God Ray. What the hell? Yes, so this is that's why Strange and Svetlana seem to be getting along, even though